Dear Fundación FANA, I am interested in an opportunity to volunteer with the Fundación FANA. I have great experience with children and I would like to continue with my volunteering. I am kind, loving, respectful person with children and the other people around me. I volunteered at the Colombian Family Welfare Institute as the recreational director, a really wonderful experience. I learned too much for the children. Also, I was a volunteer at the public school with limited resources, giving English classes. If the Fundación FANA needs a volunteer, I would like to be part of your option. I believe that it is a wonderful opportunity for both, because we'll be helping the children who need it. Thanks for your consideration. Sincerely, Paula Andrea Hernandez. I am in Colombia, more specifically in La Guajira, a department of the Caribe region. I work in a foundation that helps children of limited resources in this country. I think that is a great act for the world. Its name is FANA Foundation. In this play, I see many children with wonderful dreams about help other children with the same condition. It's a beautiful for me. Sometimes I think that this is my best decision. My duties are wearing the children 3 times a day because they get dirty always. After I go to the kitchen and search food for the children, maybe some candy or some ice cream because they like it. When it's time of the dinner, I help to the baby sister to feed the children. Sometimes they can be very naughty. Usually when it's time to sleep, I go to the bedroom with them, and I read books, normally fantasy or romantic books. In my free time, I call my mom in Colombia. She is important for me. But before, sometimes I go to the kitchen and look for some ice cream in the fridge. Don't matter the taste. I love ice cream. I never sleep in my free time, but I like sit down and see the children while they play football or basketball. Rice with Guajiro purple beans. Purple beans Guajiro in Guayu language is called capesunia. It is a product of the department La Guajira. Its seed has adapted over time to the climatic conditions and soils of the territory, becoming an integral part of the diet of the people who live in the beautiful territory. The ingredients are 1 pint of rice, 1½ pound of purple beans, 2 cloves garlic mashed, 3 spoonfuls of oil, salt and pepper. Instructions. First, soak the beans from the previous afternoon. After, cook until they begin to soften for a time of hour and a half. Mix rice, oil, garlic, salt and pepper. It is slow cooked until it starts to dry for about 20 minutes. Stir over low heat and cover the cauldron until it is completely dry. Conclusions or advices. The rice is eaten hot. If you want to can, add more vegetables or spices. The amount of rice is for 5 servings. Rice with Guajiro purple beans. Purple beans Guajiro in Guayu language is called capesunia. It is a product of the department La Guajira. Its seed has adapted over time to the climatic conditions and soils of the territory, becoming an integral part of the diet of the people who live in the beautiful territory. The national currency of Colombia is el peso. In this currency there are some famous people such as Simón Bolívar, Francisco de Paula Santander, Policarpo Salabarrieta, and Antonio Nariño. Colombia's economy is based on the cultivation of coffee and its export. On December 13, a survey was made in Department La Guajira with only one objective: to know how Colombians spend their money and what was their preferred means of payment at the time of canceling the purchase. In the survey, you find interesting results. Half of the people sometimes use the credit card to cancel their purchase. Most people, when they have money, they prefer to spend it in food. An important fact that the survey gave is that half of the people prefer to save money than to spend it in some fashionable objects. Most people, when paying for purchases, they prefer to pay with cash. All people in their free time spend in restaurants. The conclusions are: the survey gives some results with which we can conclude that people in Colombia can pay with a more security means as it is the credit card, but they prefer cash. In addition to this, they like to save their money to spending on things that they don't need or are just fashionable. All Colombians prefer to invest their money in food which is reasonable for the varied cuisine that his country has.